And welcome back to East Rutherford, New Jersey. A perfect day for football after the big storm last week here in the New York area. How about this? 47 degrees, almost 50 degrees at kickoff time. Chan Gailey, his team lost their first 8 games, but he kept them motivated. They're 4-3 over their last 7, coming off a 34-3 loss last week to New England. And Rex Ryan, his team, losing at Chicago last week, 38-34. He's decided to rest a number of his star players. Jets won the toss. They deferred. Bills will receive the football. 100th meeting between these two teams. Buffalo leads at 53-46, but the Jets won their first meeting this year, 38-14 in Buffalo. And the Bills running it over the 25-yard line. They get up to the 26, a 17-yard return. So that brings on Ryan Brohm. No Ryan Fitzpatrick today in the starting lineup. He has a knee injury. He's a third quarterback. Brohm signed to the 53-man roster November 19th of 2009 from Green Bay's practice squad. His last start, December 27th of 09. He was 17 of 29, 146 yards. No touchdowns, 2 interceptions against Atlanta. First down and 10 at the 27-yard line. Fred Jackson in the backfield. They give it to him, and he gets to the 30, gain of close to 3 yards on the play. Offensively for the Bills, they're ranked 24th overall in the NFL, 15th in rushing, 24th in passing.
Now, Eric Wood, usually the right guard moves down to center for Jeff Handgartner. And this offensive line shuffled one more time. Pierce at the right tackle is also a new guy on this club. And at the wide receivers, Naaman Roosevelt, a Buffalo native, gets the start, was a rookie free agent this year, but making a contribution here late in the season.
Second down and 7 at the 30. Now Brohm out of the shotgun. Terrific college player. Brohm firing underneath, incomplete. That one intended for Steve Johnson. And that'll bring up third down and 7. Defensively for the New York Jets, ranked 4th in the NFL overall, 9th in passing against the pass, 5th against the run.
There's Sione Bouha, who's got a sack a couple of weeks ago against Miami, was a team captain last week, and then, of course, David Harris. These linebackers are crucial today against a Bills team that is very thin at wide receiver. And, of course, Brodney Poole, the only real starter that's making his way here today for the Jets. The rest of the guys are sitting down.
Third down 7 at the 30-yard line. Brohm in the shotgun. Fred Jackson standing right next to him. And Brohm throwing to the sideline. Beautiful throw and a nice catch. Steve Johnson with the gain of 15. And Steve, when you look at what Brian Brohm had an opportunity to do as a college player, you really like his talent level.
Yeah, he's got a nice strong arm here. He makes a nice throw to the outside. Stevie Johnson, you get the feeling he is going to be a workhorse today with Naaman Roosevelt in the wideout, and also Paul Hubbard, who until a week or two ago was on the practice squad, was only signed in the first week of the season. He's never played an NFL game today, and yet he starts today in the 3 wide receiver set.
Now first down, Fred Jackson, and he crosses the 45 and gets close to midfield. Poole with the tackle, but Brian Brohm, let's tell you about him. He finished his career at Louisville as the Big East's all-time leader in passing yards. He threw for close to 10,000 yards in 3 seasons, 18 300-yard passing games at Louisville. So if he can get warm, he's looking for experience. Here's his opportunity today.
Well, he's got the physical talent. He's a second-round draft pick in 2008, so he's got a big arm. He's big. He's got a big, sturdy body. He looks like a pro quarterback. The question is, can he make the right decisions and deliver the ball?
6'3", 233 pounds. To the far side, incomplete. Ball intended for Roosevelt. And that brings up another third down and 7 at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, you spoke about it in the open, Gus. This is the Bills team that has played better in the last half of the season. They're 4-3 in their last 7 games. They took it on the chin by the New England Patriots last week. Did not look good at all in that game, but I don't think it broke their momentum very much. They're finding out a lot of guys on their roster during this season. And Chan Gailey, I think, has earned a lot of respect in the way he calls an offense.
Third down 7 at the 48. They need to go to the 45 for first down. Brohm out of the shotgun with time. Over the middle. Caught Beautiful throw. Johnson down the sideline. He lost the ball. Spiller goes out of bounds to try to grab it. The Jets say they have it. And they do. Dwight Lowry picked it up. And the Jets forced the turnover on Buffalo's opening series.
And you can see bad things were going to happen as Stevie Johnson makes his catch. No question, what a tremendous route working against Drew Coleman. He's going to try and stop and make a bigger play out of a good play, and it might be that he was down by contact. We'll see here. Looked like his behind was on the ground, and that might be a reviewable play by the Buffalo Bills, and it might be want to do it. We'll get a better look. No, that ball is out. And the Buffalo Bills, if they challenge this, will lose. That's a good turnover by the Jet defense after a long play by the Bills.
So that negates a 34-yard catch for Chan Gailey's team and brings Mark Sanchez and the Jet offense onto the field. First down and 10 at the 11-yard line. Joe McKnight. The single setback for the Jets. Edwards in motion, and they hand it off. McKnight gets to the 20-yard line, and he gains 9 on the play. Mark Sanchez, 24 of 37 last week. 269 yards, a touchdown, 1 interception. He completed 13 of 15 passes in the first half for 156 in their 38-34 loss, and don't expect to see a whole lot of them this afternoon.
I don't even know if he'll even throw the football. I think they may let him hand off 3 times.
McKnight again, and he gets to the 25. Sanchez with that sore shoulder.
And you look at this Jet offense up front, even in their offensive line. Nick Mangold, the starting center, he may not play very much either. They want to make sure everybody is as healthy as possible heading into the wild card week of the playoffs, and I think it's a smart move. And even here, you see in the wide receivers, Joe McKnight, the rookie, is going to get his chance to start, and he has been a special teams player and really looks to end his rookie season on a high note.
First down and 10 of the 24. McKnight again looking for space. He crosses the 25, gets close to the 27-yard line. Defensively for Buffalo, ranked 24th overall, 4th against the pass, 32nd, dead last against the run.
Well, if you're looking for one guy who has played well in a poor defensive year, it's Kyle Williams. He has been sensational down inside for the Bills. Their linebackers, they've gotten a boost of late from Arthur Moats. He's an undersized outside linebacker, plays with great leverage and has made a difference. And in the secondary, Leotis McKelvin will start for Terrence McGee. Those two have been flip-flopping back and forth.
Second down and 7. Here's the pitch. McKnight around the corner, skipping, and he crosses the 30. Flag on the play.
Holding, number 78, offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
That's Wayne Hunter. Pittsburgh taking on Cleveland this afternoon. Let's go to James Brown.
Gus, as you know, Gus, the Steelers with the win clinched the AFC North and a first-round bye after Troy Polamalu pick. That is, Polamalu up top, Roethlisberger to Mike Wallace. Gus, that was 56 yards. Steelers out quick 7-0 over Cleveland. Baltimore hoping that the Steelers might trip. Right now, no score in that one. Gus and Steve.
All right, JB, thank you very much. Very interesting for that Cincinnati Bengal team. Last week they knocked San Diego out of the playoffs. I'm sure Carson Palmer and the Bengals would like to reverse their fortunes today as well. 2nd and 17 at the 17. And Joe McKnight reversing, and he goes down. Alex Carrington, first man to him, a 1-yard gain. Mark Sanchez.
Well, we talked to him during the week. He said his shoulder's getting better and better. Starting to feel good. And you see here on this 3rd and long, Sanchez will come off the field and they'll switch him out. They are not going to let him throw the football. His shoulder is still tender, and I'll bet that is absolutely it. And you see Brad Smith coming in to run the Wildcat offense. I think it's a smart move. Don't let Sanchez throw. Let his shoulder rest.
Here's the option. Smith on 3rd down and 17. Gets down the sideline and more. Brad Smith tight roping. What a big gain. Leotis McKelvin finally tracked him down, but he gained 40 yards on the play. Brad Smith, one of the most versatile players in the NFL.
And it's really just an option play. You look, this is a true option. He's got a chance to pitch it to McKnight, but sees the open, and this is what has plagued the Buffalo Bills the entire season. They cannot set the edge of their defense. They've gotten run on at will. They've given up 200 yards rushing 7 times this season, and that more than any other factor has been the reason for their record.
Great block by Braylon Edwards, the right receiver. First down and 10 at the 42. And this time, it's John Connor with a 2-yard pickup. Spencer Johnson there defensively. Connor, a rookie out of Kentucky, 5th-round draft pick.
You mentioned that Brad Smith run. I think Sanchez was very happy about it. That gave him a chance to come back on the field and at least hand the football off again. And I think on the 3rd and long, I don't think there's any question. Mark Sanchez, I wouldn't let him throw the football. Just let him relax, stay in the game, the floor of the game, and set him down after this series. But the Jets look very sharp in the early going.
2nd down and 8 at the 40. McKnight in the backfield. And they hand it off to him. And McKnight goes down inside the 40-yard line. Aiken Adele, the former Jaguar, with the tackle. That's a 2-yard gain. Why wouldn't you let him throw the ball? I mean, if he's out there.
Well, because his throwing shoulder is the one that is tender. And once again, he comes off the field on a 3rd down, and Brad Smith comes on. I think that's the strategy, and there's no question this Jet team is going to go as far in the playoffs as Mark Sanchez and their defense can take them. And that could be all the way to the Super Bowl. They are talented enough to get there, but they need to be healthy.
3rd down and 6 at the 38. 8th play of the drive. All rushing. An option again. Down the sideline again is Brad Smith. And Smith, first he picked up 40 yards. On his 2nd carry, 20 yards, and another 1st down as Dante Whitner forces him out of bounds.
And this is really, you saw this on New Year's Day, all the college games that you saw during the day yesterday. This is the exact same offense you see Brad Smith running to perfection against the Buffalo Bills. It's a great package to have at your disposal, particularly with a guy like Brad Smith who really gets that kind of offense and can run it well.
So the Jets inside the red zone on their opening drive after the Stevie Johnson fumble. 1st down and 10 to the 19. 2nd man through. McKnight with room. Tell you what, that Jet offensive line, as Adele makes a tackle, when they are playing with good rhythm, they fire off the football, Steve.
Yeah, they really are. And I'll tell you, a lot was said, coming into this game about Joe McKnight, the rookie out of USC. He had a very slow start to his career, looked bad in rookie mini camps, fumbled the ball in the preseason. This is a chance for him to make a statement about his belonging in the National Football League. And if they can't run the football against this Buffalo Bills defense, the answer is no. They don't belong in the NFL.
6 carries, 23 yards for McKnight. 2nd and 5. Out of the offset eye, McKnight. And he goes down at the 14-yard line. Carrington with the tackle, the rookie out of Arkansas State for Buffalo. And Smith will come back in.
Yeah, 3rd down. It's the 3rd down package for the Jets, and it'd be interesting to see, and I'm sure they'll go to a more traditional 3rd down package when Mark Brunell takes over at quarterback, if indeed he does.
So Smith has run the option twice. 1st carry, 40 yards. 2nd carry, 20 yards. Out of the shotgun. And now trying to bounce it outside and goes down at the 10-yard line. Otis McKelvin with the tackle, but it's a 3-yard pickup.
Yeah, he's not going to pick up the 1st down this time, and they're going to send the field goal unit out. And the crowd doesn't like it. They've seen this team do nothing but run the football down the field, and with a yard to go, they think their Jet team can get it. The fans do, but Rex Ryan, I think, makes the right call. Get an opening drive with a little bit of score and sit some guys down.
Brings on Nick Folk, who has really been doing a nice job. 6 of 6 in his last 3 games. 29 of 38 on the season. From 28 yards away, and it's good. So the Jets capitalize off the turnover. Stevie Johnson for Buffalo fumbles. And the Jets drive it all the way down the field and put 3 on the board. As you take a look at the scoring summary, 12 plays, covering 79 yards. Jets ate up close to 8 minutes. Brad Smith, the catalyst on that drive, running the football. So New York sends it away. This ball picked up by Colquitt, and he gets waxed. A 10-yard return. Jamal Westerman with the tackle on special teams. Here comes Buffalo on offense after this. And welcome back to New Jersey. First down and 10 at the 26-yard line for Brian Brohm and the Buffalo Bills. Fred Jackson. And he gets to the 30. How about Fred Jackson, though? Steve, you live in Buffalo, obviously one of the pillars of the franchise, and you get an opportunity to see this team. And coming into the season, Fred Jackson, after a 1,000-yard season last year, and since he was demoted, and then he got his job back.
Yeah, he's been a real steady influence. He's been a great guy for the franchise offensively, and I think the thing about him that strikes you is the fact that he is very, very consistent. When you give him the football, he gets every yard that's there.
Second down and 6 at the 30-yard line. Jackson again trying to bounce it outside, and does. Turns the corner, dives forward, gets to the 35 as he picks up 5 yards. Poole with the tackle. Carolina taking on Atlanta today. Here's James Brown in Manhattan.
Hey, Gus, Atlanta can clinch the NFC South in home field with the win. They get started early on their opening drive. Matty Ice hooking up with the tight end Tony Gonzalez, capping a 10-play, 77-yard drive. 7-0 Atlanta. The Saints hoping that Atlanta will slip because they also are aiming for the NFC South title. Gus and Steve.
All right, JB, third down and 1 at the 35.
Yeah, Atlanta, Chicago, New Orleans all have a shot at home field advantage throughout the playoffs.
McIntyre, Spiller in the game. Here's the rookie Spiller looking for the first down. He'll lean forward and pick up 2 yards on third down and 1. So they get the first down. And Spiller came into the season. He had a great camp. He was the starter. The number 2 guy was Marshawn Lynch. Spiller didn't get off to a good start during the regular season. They traded Marshawn Lynch to Seattle. So here comes Fred Jackson once again. Jackson, 13 carries, 81 yards last week, and he needs 108 yards for another 1,000-yard season. First down and 10 at the 37. Brown looking, fires down the field for Johnson. Incomplete, no flag on the play. Great coverage by Kyle Wilson, the rookie out of Boise State.
Yeah, they were hand fighting all the way down the sideline. Stevie Johnson and Wilson, you'll see as he gives the stick move inside, and then he puts his hand on the chin, and that's what receivers don't like. Not much going on there. That's a good no call. Receivers always want that call. They never get it. And Brian Brohm's got to throw that a little bit higher into the outside of the football field. Even if that was on time, that ball had a chance to get knocked away or intercepted.
Steve Johnson, though, one of the biggest surprises for this Buffalo team this season. Second down and 10 at the 37. Brohm looking, deflected at the line of scrimmage, plucked out of the air by a Bill. And that ball caught by David Martin, the starting tight end, and will bring up third down and 11. He loses a yard on the play.
Yeah, I think it's interesting as Brohm drops back to throw this, what the strategy for the Jets were going to be. You don't have your 2 starting corners out there, and do you leave those young corners on an island like you do Cromartie and Rivas? I don't know, but on that last play, Stevie Johnson, they were playing man-to-man. I think given the personality of Rex Ryan, they're going to play their defense and see what these young guys can do.
Third down 10 at the 37. Brohm fires to the sideline. Great throw. Looks like he'll be short, though, of the first down as Naaman Roosevelt gained 9. And they will be short, and now the punting team coming onto the field.
That just couldn't get enough on that. Roosevelt ran out of time, had to take it a little deeper. And the philosophy is to catch it just past the down marker, or at least catch it and turn it up. Not a chance for that, well defended by the Jet defense, and the Bills will once again pin the Jets down inside their 10 theoretically.
Ryan Moorman standing at the 32-yard line. He has 220 career punts down inside the 20, most in Bills history, 16 this season. Cotchery back deep, signals for the fair catch, and Moorman does it again. Jets will have it at the 11, a 47-yard punt, 3-zip. Welcome back. A quarterback change. Mark Brunell, the veteran, comes in, and as we were told, Mark Sanchez plays one series, they get him out, and now they bring in the three-time Pro Bowl.
Yeah, Sanchez plays one series, throws 0 passes, and sits down for the day. Mark Brunell comes in, the left-hander, and, you know, a lot of people, particularly in the AFC Conference, know Mark Brunell very well. Had a lot of great years with Jacksonville. He's very experienced, played for the Washington Redskins as well, so he's been around the block. Nothing will surprise him, and it's exactly the kind of backup quarterback you need for a guy like Sanchez.
In his 18th season in the National Football League, McKnight on the pitch, and McKnight gets to the 10-yard line, maybe the 11th gain of 3. Kyle Williams with the tackle. Jets quarterback Mark Brunell has played on 5 teams in his 18 NFL seasons. As a member of the Jaguars, Brunell led the NFL in passing yards 14 years ago. Brunell has started only 1 game since 2007, last year with the New Orleans Saints. Mark Brunell originally drafted in the 5th round by the Green Bay Packers in 1993. Second down and 7 at the 11. Brunell to pass. First pass of the game for the Jets. He throws on the run and sails that one out of bounds, intended for Jericho Cotchery.
Now, Mark Brunell is an 18-year veteran. He's 1993 is a long time ago in the NFL. I mean, the guy's Methuselah right now, and the thing about him was at one point in his career, he was one of the most accurate passers in the National Football League. He was also very athletic and able to run the ball extremely well. We spoke to him, and he told us, he goes, I feel so good. I feel good throwing the ball. My arm feels fresh. My legs feel good. And that's what happens when you don't have to play a down. You can just stay ready all year in practice.
Third down, 7 at the 11. Brunell fires to the far side. Cotchery, nice grab. Close to a first down. And I believe he has it. Yes, he does. Jericho Cotchery trapping that ball. And he picks up 7 on 3rd and 7.
Yeah, Braylon Edwards and Cotchery end up almost in the same exact spot, which is not really where it's supposed to be. I mean, you see both those guys there. One guy could defend both of them. Somebody ran the wrong route, and I don't even know, looking at that Brunell was actually even throwing to Cotchery. He might have been throwing the ball to Edwards, but it ends up very well for the New York Jets.
So Mark Brunell completing that pass as you take a look at Braylon Edwards, first down and 10 at the 18. And what a quarterback to have as your number 2 guy for a young player like Mark Sanchez. Smith in motion. They hand it off. McKnight. And McKnight gains 3 yards on the play.
The reason it's great to have a veteran quarterback like Brunell is this. It only takes him about 3 days to get ready to start a game. And that's it. He'll be ready. He's been 18 years. 3 more days is all it takes for him to get sharp.
And that takes us to the end of the first quarter with the score. The Jets 3, the Bills nothing. We'll return to East Rutherford after these messages. You're watching the National Football League on CBS. Mark Brunell on the sideline. Mark Sanchez done for the day. Brad Smith comes back in for the Jets to run the Wildcat. On 2nd down and 6, and he hands the ball off. And that's McKnight. And very interesting decisions by Rex Ryan. You know that Sanchez has this injured shoulder as Mark Brunell comes in, so a great opportunity for Mark Brunell, even Brad Smith, to get extra reps final game of the season as they get ready to head into the playoffs, because you just don't know how limited Sanchez is going to be.
That's right, and absolutely. And Brad Smith getting a lot of reps with that Wildcat on that first series, and here you saw him under center just handing the football off. Great idea for the Jets to get a lot of things on film for other teams to have to prepare for.
Joe McKnight on 3rd down and 1. Look at where it goes down! And he breaks free and gets to the 45, making the 47, Leonis McKelvin. And the hop off for a ride, and that's a gain of 18 yards.
Well, Joe McKnight showed up out of USC and was so out of shape at the preseason minicamp that he was puking, and then gets into the preseason games and fumbles 3 times. So he's been relegated to special teams. Kind of, you know, had a sputtering start to his career, but this to end up, he's getting better and better. And I think mentally, the game is starting to get to where he feels comfortable out there. And you see there, nice patient run on a short yardage.
First down and 10 at the 45. Now Brad Smith back in receiver, in motion out of the slot. Play fake. Brunell looking, fires the bomb for Cotchery. Incomplete. Brunell throwing that ball into double coverage.
Yeah.
Drayton Florence and Jarris Byrd back defensively for Buffalo.
Yeah, but I like the idea. Brunell comes in, and you haven't thrown the football very much all day, and get Cotchery out on the double move, out route. Brunell can throw it right out there. Had to let it go a little early. Well thrown, though, and this is the difference now with Sanchez out of the game. The Jets are going to run their offense.
Second down and 10 at the 45. Connor and McKnight line up in the eye. And the handoff. This is Connor. And he gains 4 yards on the play. Now, CBSSports.com is streamlining its award-winning fantasy games to create an even better fantasy experience. Go to CBS.com/sneak preview to sign up for an alert when fantasy games launch. Third down 6 at the 49. Cotchery goes in motion. Brunell at quarterback. Brunell looking to the sideline. Incomplete. Intended for Jeff Cumberland, the rookie tight end out of Illinois, undrafted free agent. And that's incomplete, thrown high, so the Jets will have to punt it away.
Interestingly enough, the Jets were more effective when they ran Brad Smith out of the Wildcat offense on third down rather than let Mark Brunell run a more traditional offense.
So C.J. Spiller back deep. Steve Weatherford, 38 punts inside the 20, most in the NFL, 12 in the last 3 weeks, so he does it again, make it 13 as Spiller just grabs at a 41-yard punt, and the veteran Mark Brunell, little frustrated. It's a good sign. Happy New Year, everybody. Jets on top of the Bills, 3-0 in their 100th meeting. Bills turn the ball over on their first drive of the game. Steve Johnson fumbling. Jets come right back down the field, eat up close to 8 minutes and kick a field goal. First down and 10. At the 10 for Brian Brown. And a handoff to Fred Jackson. And Jackson crosses the 10-yard line. He fumbled the ball as well, but it looks like Wood jumped on it. Eric Wood playing center today. And it's a 2-yard gain. So if you weren't with us at the beginning of our broadcast, you take one more look at the play. That ball coming out of Jackson's hands.
Yeah, it was wrenched out of there by Mike DeVito.
Eric Wood, right place, right time, second-year player.
The Bills are not good enough to overcome their own turnovers at this point. They've got to hang on to the football. Ball security is paramount. You don't turn it over against this Jet defense and put that offense back on the field.
Second down and 8 at the 12-yard line. Brom with a shotgun. Over the middle. Caught. Fred Jackson out of the backfield. Nice reception and yards after the catch as he gets to the 25. Bart Scott with the tackle. A gain of 13. Let's go back to James Brown for an NFL update.
Saints are doing their best to keep the pressure on the Falcons. Drew Brees hooking up with the tight end Jimmy Graham. 4th touchdown in the last 3 games for the tight end. 13 plays, 78 yards. New Orleans on top, 7-3 over Tampa Bay. Gus Johnson, Steve Tasker.
All right, JB, first down and 10 at the 25 now. For the Bills, Tom giving the offense a little bit of breathing room. Here's the reverse, Roosevelt. And he's taken down at the 33-yard line. Carolina, Atlanta battling as well. Here's James Brown once again.
But an Atlanta win, they clinched the South and home field. Falcons off fast early. Eric Wing, speaking of fast, 55-yard punt return to pay dirt. 14-0 Falcons. Falcons looking good over Carolina. Gus Johnson, Steve Tasker.
Lazy punters drive me crazy, man. The punter got to get down and cover that. I mean, come on, you guys breaking down to the 10-yard line.
Spoken like a true special teams ace. Second down and 7 at the 28. And a whistle. And this will be a false start against Buffalo.
False start, number 67, offense, 5-yard penalty, second down.
All right, If you weren't with us at the top of our broadcast, here are the key inactives for the Jets today.
Yeah, you see both #1 cornerbacks, both 1 and 2 running backs as well, along with Eric Smith and Jamesy Hedebo, the safety's out. I mean, there's a lot of defensive backs that are sitting down. I think it's crucial because the Jets play a lot of man coverage. They need all those guys razor sharp for the playoffs. And, of course,
the professor.
That's Ryan Fitzpatrick, the third quarterback for the Bills today.
Trent Jackson running, dives forward, gets to the 29. Poole again with the tackle. Ryan Fitzpatrick is a knee injury. And according to Fitzpatrick, we talked to him, if it was a 7-on-7 game, he'd be okay.
He can drop back and throw it, but he can't tuck it and run, and that's one of his great assets that we've seen this year, his ability to make good decisions with the football, deliver it, but also run when he has the opportunity. He's really been extremely good making decisions in the pocket, knowing when to cut his losses and when to take the ball and run with it.
3rd down 6 at the 29. They need to go to the 35 for first down. Brown out of the shotgun. 4 receivers at the top of your screen. Brown hit as he throws. Intercepted. Cole down the sideline. Touchdown Jets. Marquise Cole plucked it out of the air and jetted 35 yards for the touchdown.
The pressure at the front end of this pass was the difference. Watch as Brom's gonna try and get rid of it. Gets hit right in the face by Calvin Pace, and the ball's up in the air and goes right into the hands of Cole down the sidelines. It was all over then. Turnovers have been the difference thus far.
Extra point up and good. 9:07 to play in the second quarter. Even without some of their key players. Dance fever for the Jets. Up 10-zip. Calvin Pace with the major pressure on the quarterback. And Marquise Cole picks it up and runs it back for a touchdown as the Jets take a 10-0 lead. So Nick Folk will send it away. And this will be Leotis McKelvin. Oh! And he gets roughed up. Emmanuel Cook. A major hit on special teams, but one more look. Pace dislodges it. And here comes Cole. Danny Terrio will be proud. Thought the fantasy season was over? It's not. Play the NFL.com playoff challenge today. You can win a trip to Super Bowl 46 in Indy. Sign up for free at NFL.com/fantasy or search NFL Playoff Challenge. At first down, C.J. Spiller running the football. Last week, Spiller 6 carries, 30 yards. He's also one of their kick returners. 5 kickoff returns for 84 yards. And how has his season been, according to the people in Buffalo?
Well, I mean, he's a guy who's very, very gifted, but he needs space to run. He's not very good between the tackles, but when you get him out in space, even split him out as a wide receiver, he's very gifted. But he has been limited in that role. You see here him in motion.
2nd down and 9 at the 20. Brown with the shotgun. Steps up, in trouble, and he will go down. The Jets get to him. Great coverage in the secondary. And that's the first sack of the day. Calvin Pace. Wow, is he getting into the backfield?
Right at the bottom of your screen. He's going to come in. He's working against Pierce. And he just keeps after it and runs all the way around the protection of the pocket and comes in from the backside. You see there he gets pushed off. Not a bad job by Eric Pierce, the right tackle. But Brom has got to get rid of it. If there's nobody open, the quarterback has to do something else rather than hold on to that football.
A loss of 2 brings up 3rd down and 11 at the 18-yard line. Brown to throw underneath, incomplete. Intended for Paul Hubbard, and that will force Buffalo to punt it away once again.
Yeah, in the early going, the Bills looked very sharp in their passing game. You see Hubbard come off in the inside release, and the ball is just out there. You see these two guys, Paul Hubbard, Brian Brom, have worked together in the scout team of the Buffalo Bills. Both of those guys were backups throughout the entire season, so they're not unfamiliar with each other.
Mormon will punt from inside his own 5-yard line. Jerko Cotchery standing at the 35. And Cotchery may have misjudged it. Backpedals, picks it up at the 25. And Cotchery crosses the 35 up to the 37-yard line. A 58-yard punt, 14-yard return. Corey McIntyre chops it down. And here comes Mark Brunell. Welcome back to the new Meadowlands here in East Rutherford, New Jersey. What a stadium, Steve. I mean, talk about state-of-the-art from top to bottom.
Yeah, I was here opening weekend on the sidelines, and wow, it's an enormous stadium, but it seems very intimate. People are right on top of the field. I think it's a huge success. And you look there, those bench areas, there's people standing right behind the benches, eating and drinking, watching the game. You can stand 3 feet from Mark Sanchez as he warms up to come on the field. It's quite the experience here in the Meadowlands. And I know that I think those seats there are about $1.50 a piece. Maybe $2.
Maybe a little bit more.
You see 4 huge screens in each corner of the stadium. It's a very tall place.
And the acoustics are almost as good as the old Meadowlands.
Yeah, it's loud in here.
First down and 10 at the 38 as Mark Brunell under center. McKnight goes in motion. Brunell to pass on first down. Steps up and he gets ambushed in the backfield. Spencer Johnson with the sack. First sack of the day for Buffalo.
Yeah, and it's a great individual effort. Right down inside, working right there against Matt Slauson. Just goes right by him on the one-on-one block to the inside. Great job. Spencer Johnson, the 6'3", 286-pounder in his 7th year. He appears much bigger than that, though. He's a guy that is a great defensive tackle, and especially in the 3-4 defense.
Second sack of the season, a loss of 7. Johnson. And Smith runs the option. This time he pitches it. And Joe McKnight knocked out of bounds by Paul Posluszny. Let's take a look at the playoff picture. So most likely, Steve, the Jets will either play Indianapolis, Jacksonville, or Kansas City.
That's correct, and it's going to be on the road. And, you know, probably Kansas City, but as you see, Pittsburgh and Baltimore, they can flip spots. If Pittsburgh goes down, they can end up in the 5 and the 6, which means the Jets will move to the 6 to the 5. So there's a little bit up for grabs here, but all those teams you see are definitely in.
Third down, 17 at the 31. McKnight breaks free, crosses the 40, gets up to the 44. Scott with the tackle, but a flag all the way back at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, this is going to come back. You hear the Jets sideline not agreeing with that call.
There's no foul on the play. 4th down.
Good call, Steve.
Yeah, it's amazing. And if there's no flag on the play, why is there flag on the play? It happens, though. They talk each other out of it. Nothing's cut and dried anymore. You know, Gus, you got to play the margins.
And spoken from a guy who's been responsible for the changing of a few rules.
I'm not ashamed to say it. I hate officials.
Rutherford sends it away. They like you. And Spiller with the fair catch at the 12. A 44-yard punt. 6:16 to play in the first half. Jets with the lead. $10-0. Jets with the lead over Buffalo. The rain is coming down now as Buffalo takes over. First down and 10 at the 13. Play fake. Brown under pressure, got it away, but incomplete, intended for Johnson. As Jason Taylor is making his way to the quarterback.
Yeah, Jason Taylor, of course, longtime Miami Dolphin, and then with the Washington Redskins as well. He plays about 15 snaps a game for the Jets, and he does an outstanding job. The guy is so wily. He's a lot like the quarterback, Mark Brunell. When you need him, you know you don't have to depend on or wonder about if he's going to be in the right spot. He's always in the right spot.
Taylor with 4 sacks on the season. 2nd down and 10 at the 13. Brown. That one deflected by Pace once again. And Buffalo, Steve, having all sorts of protection problems here in the 2nd quarter.
Well, we talked to Chan Gailey. He says it's going to be a question of what the Jets want to do. In a game like this, when it has that kind of preseason mentality for the Jets, are they going to stay vanilla and not show anything to their playoff opponents, or are they going to force Buffalo to block all of their junk, as he put it? And believe me, the Jets can bring some junk on the pocket. I mean, they got some guys and some schemes that can really confuse some people. But right now, it looks like they're just going to say, Calvin Pace, get the quarterback, and we'll take it from there.
3rd down 10 at the 13. Brom 0 for his last 4. 2 deflections and a pick 6. Throwing it up top and incomplete. Intended for Scott Chandler, 2nd-year tight end out of Iowa, and he had his hands on it, just couldn't bring it in.
Well, you understand what Brom is thinking. Chandler, 6'7". You see how tall he is, working against a 5'11" Dwight Lowry. I mean, that's, you think like you've got the advantage there, and he just can't pull it in.
So Jericho Cotchery back at the 40-yard line. Brian Moorman punting for the 3rd time, this time out of his own end zone. High wobbly kick. Cotchery comes up, and he has it at the 47, a 39-yard punt. So Mark Brunell comes back on the field with terrific field position. And coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report, join JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Cowher for all the latest NFL scores and highlights. It's coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report. Jets with a strong first half, taking over now at their own 48-yard line. McKnight on 1st down. And he'll get to midfield, a gain of 2. Pittsburgh and Cleveland. Let's go to James Brown for an NFL update.
Hey, Gus, the Steelers have scored on each of their first 3 possessions, including the 2nd 1-yard TD run by Rashard Mendenhall, looking to wrap up the AFC North and a first-round bye. Baltimore hoping that the Steelers will slip in an effort to try and do it themselves. Right now, not the case, but they're on top. 3-0. Gus Johnson, Steve Tasker.
Always a little scoreboard watching in the last weekend of the season.
2nd down and 8 at midfield. Jets with 137 rushing yards, no passing yards. Smith handing it off to McKnight. And he spins forward and gets to the 45. 5-yard gain. Kelsey with the tackle for Buffalo.
Well, they ran that wildcat. Mark Brunell split out as a wide receiver, and he took it right in the chops. Watch what happens right here. Watch what happens to him. Boom. And that's why you want to take the quarterback off the field when you run the wildcat.
Drayton Florence with the hit on Brunell. 3rd down 3 at the Buffalo 45. Brunell pass. Scrambles out of the pocket. And just dumps it incomplete. And so that will bring up 4th down and 3. And here comes the punt team.
Yeah, Mark Brunell was going to try and find Cotchery, but actually Cotchery, when Brunell came out of the pocket to his left, Cotchery just got tackled by Drayton Florence. When the quarterback's out of the pocket, there's no pass interference or illegal contact rules because the defenders are allowed to come up and make the tackle, or the receivers are allowed to block, so there's no illegal contact, and Cotchery just got tackled, so Brunell had to get out of bounds.
Weatherford punting from the 41. Here's that Darren Bennett Aussie end over end punt, and it is fielded at the 10-yard line, a 34-yarder. So let's take a look at the AFC playoff scenarios.
Well, there you have it. Now Pittsburgh can clinch the North and a first-round bye with a win, or if Baltimore loses, and they are on top as we saw. And of course Baltimore, they can clinch the division if they win and Pittsburgh loses. So that's a flip-flop scenario. And of course the Jets can move from the 6th down to the 5th with a win, and a Baltimore win and a Pittsburgh loss. So, but those losses that's not exactly likely to happen right now.
First down and 10 at the 11-yard line. And it's Fred Jackson. Not a lot of room. And Jackson will lose yardage on the play. A loss of 2. Jerron Gilbert with the tackle for the Jets.
Yeah, and that was actually a great play up front by Bart Scott, who really shoved that play off right in the backfield. Freddie Jackson trying to find a seam, and Bart Scott had already taken the block on and closed that off. Well defended up front, and that's all about discipline and being in the right spot for this Jet defense. And if you do that and you tackle well, you are a good defense.
Second down and 12 at the 9-yard line. Brom dumps it off. It's a screen and some running room, but not a lot of 7-yard gain for Stuper, the tight end. Bart Scott with the tackle.
And here you see Brian Brom against Calvin Pace. There's the pressure on that one, and then Pace comes all the way around and gets a sack there, and then just gets it off in the face of Taylor, and Pace once again to knock it down. Brian Brom has got gangrene in his face all day thus far in the first half.
Third down 5 at the 16. Empty backfield. Here they come underneath, caught, but not enough for first down by Johnson. They needed to cross the 20 to the 21-yard line on 3rd and 5, a 3-yard gain, and Buffalo will have to punt it once again.
And Marquise Cole does a really nice job right at the bottom of your screen. Gets rid of the football and takes the hit immediately. More pressure from the Jet defense. That's Emmanuel Cook getting in on the blitz, and that's the junk Chan Gailey was talking about. The Jets obviously are running their full complement of pressure packages against Brian Brom.
Jericho Godfrey at the 35. And he'll get a chance to return this one. Godfrey looking for a seam. Gets to the 40. And finally wrestled down a 42-yard punt. A 2-yard return for Godfrey as George Wilson, great special teamer, comes up with the tackle for Buffalo. 2 minutes to play in the first half. All Jets, 10-0. Final game of the regular season. Sanders helpers on the sideline. 10-0. Jets with the lead. First down at the 41 for Mark Brunell. Here's the reverse. Smith, double reverse. Cotchery doesn't fool the Bills. And Cotchery goes down at about the original line of scrimmage.
And you think about this Jet offense and how it's done today. They've got 142 yards of offense before that last play. 142 yards rushing, 0 passing. For a net 142. They got a 10-point lead.
There's Brian Schottenheimer, the offensive coordinator for the Jets. Second down and 11. Brunell steps up underneath and caught. Cotchery cradling the ball in front of Jarris Byrd. And an 18-yard gain for Mark Brunell.
Yeah, and Rex Ryan runs out, calls a quick timeout to give him a chance to really set up and perhaps get in field goal range or the touchdown.
Welcome back. Don't forget, coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report, join JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Cowher for all the latest NFL scores and highlights. It's coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report. Brad Smith in to run the option. He picks up 3 yards. Paul Posluszny pushes him out of bounds. It's another player that's had a very solid year for Buffalo, Paul Posluszny. He's battled some injuries, Steve, in his career, but he really came back strong this year.
Yeah, and stayed healthy, and that's been key for him. But also, some of the guys in this front seven, they struggled between switching to the 3-4. Now they play a lot of 4-3. They switch back, and they mix it up. And Posluszny's been one of the guys that's been caught in that transition, going from 3-4 to 4-3.
Had 13 tackles last week against New England. Brunell. And he skips that one to the sideline, intended for Braylon Edwards.
There's good pressure there by Arthur Moats coming off Brunell's front side. You'll see right at the bottom of your screen, Moats, who had a good training camp, kind of launches up at Brunell, although he didn't hit him in the helmet. We said in the open, He's an undersized, he's 6'2", 250 out of James Madison, but he's a guy who immediately got looked at early in training camp due to injuries for the Buffalo Bills, and now in the second half of the season really coming on.
Third down 7 at the 39. Jets 4 of 8 on third down conversions in the first half. Brunell out of the shotgun, over the middle, caught. Cotchery close to the first down as Dante Whitner makes the tackle. And the Jets call a timeout. Under a minute to go. Mark Sanchez there on the Jets sideline. He played one series, did not throw the football at all. And Mark Brunell comes in to replace him. Smith handing it off to Connor on first down, and John Connor picks up 7 yards. Arthur Moats with the tackle. It's very impressive the way the Jets have been able to run the football. Now they quickly get themselves to the line of scrimmage.
And they make a personnel package change too. Brunell comes back on the field and they run the Wildcat package off the field with the clock running.
Second down and 3 at the 25. Brunell, near side, caught. McKnight out of the backfield with the reception. An 8-yard gain, and Mark Brunell now starting to find a little rhythm.
Well, that was well done. It was interesting they tried to get that play off without using their final timeout, and you got to tip your hat to them. They ran the quarterback off the field, then back on between plays with the clock running, and they managed to get it off, stop the clock with an out route. And the Jets look really poised right here, and it's kind of what you would expect with a veteran quarterback like Brunell.
First down at the 17. Braylon Edwards at the top of your screen. Smith is in the slot at the top. Brunell looking that way. Oh, he's hit as he releases the football, and a flag.
Kelsey hit him right in the helmet, and you can kind of see Kelsey at 6'4", Brunell at 6'1", and Brunell is ducking down, kind of crouching to throw the ball, and Kelsey hits him right in the head.
There are fouls by both teams on the play. Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 90, defense, contact to the helmet of the quarterback, intentional grounding, number 8 of the offense. Those penalties offset. Second down.
And this, I can understand, and you see Brunell doing the smart thing, trying to get rid of it, but watch Brunell get low, and Kelsey just comes in, tries to make a tackle. He just gets off the block and hits him, and Kelsey doesn't hit him in the head. He's got him on the shoulder. I think that's a bad call, and the official calls it from this direction. He's back there at the wrong angle to make that call, and Kelsey gets the short end of the stick. That's a call that should not have been made on that play. And from my angle, it looked exactly like it did to the official. I thought it was a hit to the head, but it was not.
First down at the 17. They'll redo it. Brunell in the corner. Santonio home. Touchdown, Jets.
Santonio Holmes has been struggling with toe and quad, hip problems. He's not feeling 100%. He's in this game and makes a great play on this football, working here against Florence. He gets out, and Brunell puts it right in. And we said at the start, Brunell's a very accurate passer, has been his entire career, and that one is a great throw.
6th receiving touchdown of the year for Santonio Holmes. Mark Brunell throwing his first touchdown pass since 2006. 17-0 Jets. Last time Mark Brunell threw a touchdown pass, he was playing with the Washington Redskins, 2006, an 18-yarder to Chris Cooley against the Dallas Cowboys. Line drive kick by the Jets. Bills let it go through, picked up by Spiller. C.J. Spiller gets to the 32-yard line before being stopped with 10 seconds to go. Well, a new team takes the field tomorrow morning on CBS. Start your day with Erica Hill, Chris Raggi, Jeff Glor, and Marisol Castro on the early show beginning tomorrow right here on CBS. So Rex Ryan has to feel good, Steve, about making the decisions that he decided to make, deactivating some of his star players, and his team going out and dominating in the first half.
Absolutely. It's been proven to be the right call.
First down. And this is Fred Jackson running it. Marcus Dixon with the tackle. A 3-yard pickup. And that's the end of the first half with the score of the Jets 17, the Bills nothing. We'll be back with a Sprint halftime report after this message and a word from your local station. Welcome back. 17-0. The New York Jets really playing well in the first half. Gus Johnson along with my partner Steve Tasker. And Steve, Rex Ryan looks like a genius now. He's resting his guys and his team with a terrific performance in the first half.
Yeah, and they got some good play out of Mark Brunell, and also I think the turnovers were the big difference. That staked them to the 17-point lead. Otherwise, it would have been a much closer football game. The Bills would have been in field goal range, and that fumble took away 3 points from the Bills, gave 3 points, or the opportunity for 3 points to the Jets, and the interception. I mean, it's all gone the Jets' way, and they've gotten great play from Mark Brunell and that offensive line.
All right, let's take a look at the Droid Pro Play presented by Motorola.
Well, the play today is really the pressure by Calvin Pays the front end, makes the ball go high into the air. It comes down into the hands of Marquise Cole. This touchdown return on the interception gives the Jets the 10-0 lead at that point, and then, of course, later on, Mark Brunell would stake them to an even bigger lead of 17-0. But the turnovers are the story, but that play was certainly a key moment in that first half.
Big smile on the face of Rex Ryan as he talks to his veteran quarterback, Mark Brunell. And if you weren't with us at the top of our broadcast, Mark Sanchez, the normal starter, has a tender shoulder. He came in, played one series, left the game. Mark Brunell replaced him. Sanchez did not attempt to pass. Short kick. And the ball fielded at the 26-yard line by John Connor. And he returns it 7 yards. Stopped by Pierre Woods. Let's take a look at how the Jet quarterbacks have performed. And so far, Brad Smith has done probably the best job running the football. You don't see his rushing statistics there, but his first carry of the day was 40 yards. His second carry was 20 yards. So,
and I think this is the thing. Sanchez and Brad Smith, neither one threw a pass.
Smith, as a quarterback, 4 carries, 65 yards in the game. And this is Joe McKnight running the ball on first down, stopped by Aiken Adele after a 6-yard gain.
And the Jets doing an excellent job of running the football, keeping conservative, but really taking a couple of shots down the field, too. You see there Mark Sanchez just watching. I think now it dawns on him that, man, I wish I could play in this game. And now it's going to be a long week getting ready for the playoffs. And their eyes start to look forward to the next week.
Second down and 4 at the 40. And some movement on the left side of the O-line. Looks like
false start, number 82, offense. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Matthew Mulligan.
And we also mentioned in the open that Nick Mangold might not play the entire first half, the regular starting center for the Jets. He'll be replaced up front. And that's, you see there, everybody gets a rest. When you have a good season, one of the rewards is the fact you get a little rest and you get a chance to get guys healthy at the end of the year, even if it does mean missing some regular season games.
Second down and 9. McKnight. Now getting back to Mark Sanchez, you know, sometimes when you watch Mark play, and as a New Yorker living in the city, you see the intense media coverage on this young player, and I think he's done such a great job of handling the pressure, and you have to think he's only in his second year.
And that's part of the job description. When you're drafting a quarterback to play in New York, that's got to be part of his qualifications. You've got to get a guy that's going to be able to wade through that, because there is no lack of distractions in New York.
Third down 5 at the 39. Brunell. Oh, picked off. See you later, Jairus Byrd.
Just that quick. Jairus Byrd hawked that ball from the secondary. He was not in coverage to the outside. He just read Brunell's eyes, read the play, and rolled the dice, and he came up a winner. See, Brunell just comes back. He sees his eyes, just stares the receiver down, even on a quick pass like that, trying to get the football into Joe McKnight, and just doesn't get it there fast enough.
Jairus Byrd with his first interception of the season. 37 yards. Extra point good. So the defense allowing Buffalo to put some points on the board. 17-7. Bills off to a good second half start. And Jairus Byrd with his first interception of the season. Remember last year he tied for the most in the NFL with 9, along with Charles Woodson, Darren Sharper, and Asante Samuels from Philly.
One reason for the drop-off, I think, Gus, is the change and shuffle in this front 7 who rushed the passer.
So the Jets will start from the 35-yard line at 7-yard return by Mulligan. And let's take one more look at the interception.
Well, you'll see Jairus Byrd is in coverage, and he's got Joe McKnight in coverage. But watch, he doesn't even look at McKnight coming out of the backfield. He's watching Mark Brunell's eyes, jumps right up in front. When Brunell lets it go, Jairus Byrd is all over it.
Byrd, the first Bills rookie defensive back selected to the Pro Bowl, third Bills rookie selected to the Pro Bowl overall. Joe Cribbs in 1980, Greg Bell in 84. So he had a great season last year and has tried to ride it out this season, as you mentioned, Steve, with all those adjustments. 2-yard pickup for Joe McKnight.
Well, the secondary of the Buffalo Bills coming into the season was considered their strength on defense because they had great athletes back there. Jairus Byrd coming back after a great rookie season. Dante Whitner, the starting, so their safety play was good. They've got Terrence McGee, Leodis McKelvin, and Drayton Florence, all great athletes, so they felt very confident, but that front 7 has just not been able to get enough pressure up front. You see the line judge.
Delay of game defense, number 29, created an action that caused a false start. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Well, you can create an action that causes a false start if you don't go into the neutral zone, but Drayton Florence jumped into the neutral zone over the top of the football across the line of scrimmage, and that caused the receiver to jump, and that's why it was a penalty. Right here against Cotchery, you see, now it's okay to move, but you can't get into the neutral zone. You see there, Cotchery knows that, and it is a penalty on the Bills.
Second down. McKnight running the football, and he'll pick up a first down. A gain of 9 yards on the play as he gets to the 45. Terrence McGee with the tackle.
And it's been, I think, for this New York Jet offense, you get a chance, and even for the Jet fans here in New York, get a chance to see Mark Brunell play. And it's got to give you a little sense of calm knowing that you've got a veteran guy who nothing phases him. You know, you saw it in the 2-minute drill at the end of the first half, where just so poised enough to get that touchdown even.
And the Jets, Smith, nice little stutter step, still running. Flag on the play, though, as Brad Smith gets the football all the way down to the Buffalo 27-yard line.
Block in the back, number 78, offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
And that's Wayne Hunter. And that will negate a 17-yard run.
Well, you'll see right here, Hunter comes in and pushes Kelsey right in the back, and and that's right at the point where Kelsey was going to make a play on Smith with the football, and that's the reason for the big gain, was that block in the back, and it was a good call.
So that makes it first down and 20 at the 44. Connor McKnight in the backfield. Second man through is McKnight. Wow, another nice move as he gets the ball to the 49. He gains 7 on the play. Dante Whitner with the tackle. But how about Joe McKnight, Steve? 20 carries. He's gone over 100 yards today.
Yeah, and he had to be licking his chops coming in, and The Buffalo Bills, giving up 200 yards rushing so many times this season. They've continued to struggle with the run game, and the Jets coming in, even with Joe McKnight, who has not played very much, being able to get 100 yards this early in the football game says a lot.
Jets with 178 yards rushing. And this is Connor pushing the pile forward. And a 4-yard pickup.
Yeah, it's interesting. In this early part of the second half, the Jets have gone to the Wildcat a couple of times, and now it looks as though the Bills have kind of got an answer for Brad Smith. You see there LaDainian Tomlinson, who, I mean, you can say what you want. I know it's an overused term, but this guy is a future Hall of Fame type of player. And giving him a rest at this point of the season, I think, is a luxury, and I think it's an absolute boost for the Jets come next week in the playoffs.
Third down, 9 to the 45. Smith handing the football off to Connor again, and he will not pick up the first down. He needed 9, he gets 6. Aiken Adele with the tackle for Buffalo, and the Jets will punt it away.
Well, it was 1st and 20 after the penalty, and it ends up being 4th and 3 after 3 run plays. The Jets doing great work, even though they didn't get the first down. It's great work getting that close into that field position with just 3 straight running plays.
Rutherford. Another Darren Bennett end over end punt, and it is down by Cole inside the 5. A 36-yard punt. 17-7 Jets. And welcome back. 9:04 to play, third quarter. Jets with the 17-7 lead over the Buffalo Bills. Bills got on the board with the Jarris Byrd interception, return for touchdown. Now the football at the 3-yard line. As Jackson tries to give Buffalo some room. Let's take a look at the AFC playoff pick.
Well, here's what's happening. Pittsburgh is going to beat Cleveland. They're up 31-3 at one point. So what that means is this for the New York Jets. They're going to play either the Indianapolis Colts or the Kansas City Chiefs. And whichever one it is, they will be on the road.
And if you're a Jets fan or a Jet, who would you rather play, or does it matter at all? 2nd down and 8 at the 5-yard line.
Well, I think they're two completely different teams. You look at the Kansas City Chiefs, they're a team like, well, they're on that Parcellian kind of tree. They run the ball, play good defense, don't turn it over and let you beat yourself. The Indianapolis Colts score points. So you can take your pick, and I think for a team like the Jets, I think you go right at the Kansas City Chiefs and you hope you get them, because their margin of error is much more slim than the Indianapolis Colts. With Peyton Manning at quarterback, you never know when he's going to hang 35 points on any defense in the league. But the Chiefs, something special's got to happen for them to score those kind of points.
3rd down 6 at the 7. Good point. C.J. Spiller in the backfield for Buffalo. Brom throwing far side, incomplete. Intended for Paul Hubbard. Drew Coleman defensively right in his face, and that'll force Buffalo to punt it away.
Well, the Jets are bringing too many people for the Bills to block, and they're overloading one side of the protection. You see 3 guys right in front of Brom blocking 1, and 2 guys only being blocked by 1 guy off of his right side. So the Jets confusing the offensive line of the Buffalo Bills, overloading to the right side of the offensive line, getting a free rusher.
That's the 4th 3-and-out today for Buffalo. Cotchery standing at the 45. Mormon out of his own end zone. Mormon, another beautiful punt. Cotchery backpedaling. He'll start from the 38. And slips and goes down at the 42. A 55-yard punt. 5-yard return. Scott Chandler covering on defense as Mark Brunell returns. 7:27 to play, third quarter. The Jets with a 17-7 lead over the Bills. 1st down and 10 at the 42-yard line. And they hand it off. Joe McKnight, who's already gone over 100 yards, and look at him carrying the ball, carrying Bills with him. He picks up 6 yards. Aiken Adele finally grabs him. But let's take a look at the Jets running game today.
Well, we knew Joe McKnight was going to get a lot of carries, but we didn't really realize Brad Smith was going to help out the way he could. Tony Richardson, Joe McKnight, and John Connor are the only 3 running backs active for the Jets, and they've done an outstanding job. But so has that offensive line up in front of them.
2nd and 4. Brunell down the sideline. Edwards got it. Braylon Edwards. Touchdown Jets. Mark Brunell putting that ball on the money. 52 yards.
One-on-one coverage on the outside. Brunell puts it up. Gives his big, tall receiver a chance to go up after. It's not bad coverage by McKelvin. He's right with him. You see the ball get right inside. McKelvin just can't get up high enough. Just thrown over the tip of his finger. Braylon Edwards pulls it in for the touchdown.
Mark Brunell with the 2nd touchdown pass of the day. Extra point is good by Nick Folk. Braylon Edwards, 7th TD this season. And the Jets extend their lead. Welcome back. How about that? Mark Brunell on the right, the 18-year veteran with the 2nd-year man, Mark Sanchez. And the old man looks pretty good today.
Oh, he looks smooth, doesn't he? And what a great safety net for the New York Jet offense to have him behind Sanchez.
C.J. Spiller on the return down the sideline. And he goes out of bounds close to the 30-yard line. But let's go back to Mark Brunell. As we told you earlier, he's in his 18th season out of Washington. Originally a 5th-round draft pick. Was Brett Favre's backup quarterback in Green Bay.
You know, we spoke to him, and he told us, he goes, man, I feel really good. And he should. You know, he's been staying fresh, watching. Hasn't had to take any hits this year, and an 18-year veteran, that's always crucial. So he's fresh for the postseason and actually helping Mark Sanchez get fresh by taking his place today.
1st down and 10 at the 29. And he throws a strike to the far side. And nice catch by Roosevelt, and he gains 7 yards on the play. Miami and New England playing each other today. Here's James Brown in New York.
Hey, Gus, and tell Steve, here's fresh indeed. Tom Brady, Mr. Fresh, hooking up with the tight end Algie Crumpler. 8th straight game with at least 30 points scored. I think they're ready for the postseason. Gus Johnson and Steve Tasker.
And they're playing their guys, New England is, even though they lost Wes Welker in Week 17 last year.
Different philosophy for Bill Belichick, as opposed to Rex Ryan, who elected to rest some of his key players. Rex Ryan, the incredible shrinking man, he continues to lose.
But also, and there's one other consideration about that philosophy of resting guys. You know, the New England Patriots get the bye. The Jets do not. The Jets do not. So there's a reason for that. But I'll tell you what, playing Tom Brady and all those guys with home field advantage, I don't know. It's a risk. There's no question.
3rd down and 5 at the 34. And a false start against Buffalo.
False start, number 77, offense. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
And if you weren't with us at the top of our broadcast, let's take another look at the key inactives today. These are guys that did not even suit up for the New York Jets.
Yeah, the number 1 and 2 running backs, LaDainian Tomlinson, Sean Green, and then, of course, the number 1 and 2 cornerbacks, Revis and Cromartie, along with the 2 safeties. Ihedibo is injured. There's no reason he was going to play. He was out with an injury, but the others were just sat down to rest.
3rd down, 10 to the 29. Brom winds up to the sideline, and it's caught. Naaman Roosevelt again. Nice throw by Brom. No, they're going to call it incomplete.
He couldn't get his feet in bounds. And there is no force out anymore, of course. Watch, Brom takes another hit from Pace. Those 2 guys are going to exchange holiday cards, I think, in future years. They've seen each other so much over this holiday weekend.
Now Joe McKnight moves back to return punts, replacing Jericho Cotchery. Mormon punting for the 6th time from his own 15. Line drive, And he really puts his foot into this one. McKnight from the 15. Reverses, still on his feet. Down the sideline. And goes down at the 40. A 56-yard punt, a 25-yard return. George Wilson with the tackle on special teams. 24-7, Jets with the lead, 4:31 to go. 40-year-old veteran Mark Brunell has thrown 2 touchdowns in this game. His first 2 touchdown passes since 2006 when he was with the Washington Redskins. And it's funny, we saw Brunell in the hotel prior to the Detroit game when they beat the Lions, a comeback. And before the game, there's a lot of gray on that beard. He shaves on game day.
He's in our generation. I mean, and it's not the years, it's the mileage. And as he stands there and watches Brad Smith run this Wildcat.
He handed off McKnight, sweeping around the right side. And McKnight goes down at the 44. Brunell back on the football field.
And it's interesting, we've talked a lot about his age and the fact that he hasn't taken any snaps this year, or minimal amount. And you never know how it's going to be when he steps in on the field. A guy, even though he's that age and has so much experience, it's got to feel really good for the Jet coaching staff to say, you know, we've got a guy that not only can finish a game for us in the playoffs, but be very good and be very poised and run every aspect of our offense that we need, that we may need to finish and win a playoff game.
Third down and 6 at the 44. Here's a handoff at Knight. He'll gain a yard on the play. Kelsey with the tackle. We also may see Kellen Clemens in this game sometime in the 4th quarter. 3rd string quarterback.
Mark Brunell might make himself too valuable to play in this game.
Steve Weatherford, 42 punts inside the 20-yard line this season. Tied for most in the NFL since 1976. As he drives this one, C.J. Spiller starts from the 6-yard line. Gets down the sideline. And out of bounds at the 27. A 49-yard punt, a 22-yard return. Brad Smith pushes him out of bounds. How about the Buffalo Bills? The season started slowly, losing their first 8 games, but have gone 4-3 since. Their rush defense has been porous, ranking last in the league. And one of the bright spots, Stevie Johnson, 3rd-year receiver, who topped 1,000 yards this year. So at one time, it looked very bleak for the Buffalo Bills after losing those first 8 games, and we called many of those games. Steve, Chan Gailey kept his guys positive no matter what took place. Braum over the middle. Knocked away. Great job by Kyle Wilson, the rookie.
That was a good throw by Braum. Well defended there. You'll see Johnson's going to come out, and Wilson's going to break on it. And he grabs his inside left arm. Nice little veteran move as you see Kyle Wilson come in, not letting Johnson get his left arm to help catch that football, and knocks it away. He's all well hidden as he came in body to body and pinned Johnson's arm to his side. Well played, well defended, and got away with it.
2nd down, 10 of the 28. Braum, 8 of 18, 88 yards, and interception. Throws on the run. Nice throw, and the catch made by Roosevelt, who turns it up and gets to the 44, maybe the 45-yard line. A 14-yard gain as Marquise Cole brings him down, but that's a 1st down for Buffalo.
And here's Roosevelt coming out. Just catches this and makes a little something, gets the 1st down after the catch. But you talk about this offense of the Buffalo Bills, they have played very well at times this season as Braum takes a shot to the mouth right in Brodney Poole. But this offense has played well, scored 30 points a number of times this season.
1st down from the 42. Jackson. And Jackson crawls forward and gets to the 45. A 3-yard gain. What's the future look like for Buffalo? They're going to get a high pick, Steve, and are they content with Ryan Fitzpatrick at quarterback. A lot of young quarterbacks could be coming out.
Well, I think
kid Cam Newton.
Well, I think that, that Ryan Fitzpatrick has made it not as imperative that they get a guy. And obviously every franchise still looks for a franchise quarterback. But Ryan Fitzpatrick has given them a steady hand at quarterback. And they've played very well at times with him taking snaps.
Jackson. And Jackson, extra effort gets him to midfield. Gains 5 on the play.
And you look at guys coming out in the draft who are potential. Andrew Luck, Mallett, Locker, Newton. This guy to me looks more like a modern day NFL quarterback than any of that. I know Andrew Luck is a great talent and has done some great things at Stanford, but he may not be there when the Bills pick, no matter how high they pick. They're not going to get the #1 pick. Andrew Luck may be gone.
3rd down and 2. Brom underneath, ball caught by Johnson, and he takes a hit. And there's an injured player on the field, and that's number 26, Dwight Lowry, who gets up slowly after the 4-yard gain.
One of the things that's changed about it, when he comes up, he's going to hit with his head to the side, and so many defenders are learning to do that because of the new emphasis on helmet to helmet. And sometimes that results in getting the shoulder rather than the neck.
That takes us to the end of the 3rd quarter with the score: the Jets 24, the Bills 7. We'll return to East Rutherford after this message and to word from your local station. Ring in the new year with a new episode of TV's #1 new drama, Hawaii Five-0. On an all-new Monday, right here on CBS. So Lowry on the sideline. He's trying to work that shoulder out. Trainer was over rubbing it. And it looks like he'll be okay as Brom elects to run the football on 1st down and 10. And no gain on the play. Jason Taylor, 14th year. Long-time Miami Dolphins, having a fine season coming in.
You can kind of get an idea about the philosophy of the Jets. Bring in very veteran backups like Taylor, Brunell, LaDainian Tomlinson, who started as a backup, but these guys with so much experience that can really help the younger players who are front line.
2nd down and 10. Brom. Oh, they grab him again. Loose ball. And the Jets may have it. And they do. This time it was Drew Coleman who knocked the ball out of Brom's hands. 3rd turnover of the day forced by the Jets.
You see him right at the bottom of your screen. Demetrius Bell tries to help inside and then doesn't get back out to pick up Coleman. And Westerman, Jamal Westerman comes up, and there's no question. I think that's an empty hand. It was close. I don't know that you even want to challenge it, though, if you're the Buffalo Bills. The ball popped straight up in the air, emptied Brom's hand before his arm came forward.
All right, so a new quarterback coming in. Kellen Clemens replaces Mark Brunell. So all the quarterbacks will get an opportunity this afternoon. 1st down and 10 at the 49. Here's the handoff, Tony Richardson. Not a lot of room. Cincinnati and Baltimore playing. Here's James Brown in New York.
Hey, Gus and Steve, Baltimore looking to take care of its own business, capitalizing off of a Cincy fumble when Ray Rice takes it 7 yards for the score, 13-0 Baltimore. Baltimore still with a shot at the AFC North in the 1st round bye. If Pittsburgh slips, no slipping there. 35-point lead over Cleveland. Gus Johnson and Steve Tasker.
All right, so Pittsburgh and Baltimore both taking care of business. Indianapolis will play Tennessee. They need to win the clinch. Jacksonville and Houston. Jacksonville needs a win and help. And talk about that quarterback that's in right now for the Jets. Kellen Clemens was the team's 2nd-round pick in 2006. He's thrown 5 touchdowns and 11 interceptions in his career. Clemens started 9 games in his career, but just 1 since 2007.
It was Mark Sanchez being drafted that kind of relegated Kellen Clemens to being a backup. And so many times now in the NFL, if you're a quarterback, you better show promise early or they'll draft another guy behind you.
Brad Smith on the reverse, and Jairus Byrd brings him down. And that will be a loss of 5 yards on the play.
Well, Jairus Byrd, you can't play this any better than he did. He sees it, gets up. Watch how fast he closes up the field. Brad Smith has no chance. The ball comes out after he's down. Great solid tackle by Jairus Byrd. Been a real quality player since the first day he put on a red helmet for Buffalo.
Jets punting it away. Spiller camping under it at the 6. C.J. Spiller up the sideline, turns on the afterburner and gets out of bounds at the 25. A 44-yard punt, a 20-yard return. Brad Smith with the tackle. Well, Ryan Fitzpatrick will join Tommy Kramer as the only 2 quarterbacks to finish the season with exactly 3,000 yards.
Tommy Kramer didn't have his beard, though. Well, you could hide a bird in that thing.
He's got a Dan Fouts beard. First down and 10 at the 28. Brown. Hit as he throws, and it's intercepted. Pace, who has been all over the field. Jason Taylor with pressure. And this Jet defense has been sensational.
Well, so much for going into the postseason with no momentum. Jason Taylor at the top, just with his length at 6'7", gets his arm out, just gets a piece of Brahms' arm as the pass comes out, and you see their Pace pulling it in. I'll tell you what, Calvin Pace has really put together an outstanding performance today. Pressure at the front end of the passes as well as an interception at the other end.
The Jets have forced 4 turnovers. Calvin Pace forcing 2 himself. Remember, he knocked the ball out of Brahms' hands, and it was intercepted by Cole, who ran it back for a touchdown. Now he picks one off himself as McKnight runs it.
And you'll see another angle at it. He just steps in front, was out in coverage, and that's part of that complex Jet package of pressure that we spoke about earlier in the game. Pace having so much success at the front end of the passing, rushing the passer, then the Jets switch it up and drop him into coverage and still get a great play out of it.
Second down and 6 at the 23. Brad Smith in at quarterback. Here's the bootleg. He throws it, and it's caught. And out of bounds. Jeff Cumberland with the reception, a 3-yard gain. Tampa Bay and the Saints playing today. Here's JB in New York.
Gus and Steve off of a Drew Brees fumble on 4th and 1. Josh Freeman of Tampa Bay hooking up with Mike Williams, 18-yard strike, 20-10. Tampa Bay, the Bucs need to win and get losses by the Giants and the Packers for a playoff spot. Meanwhile, Atlanta, wow, take a look, 31-3, so New Orleans would be the 5th seed if action holds up as it is. Gus and Steve.
All right, 3rd down and 3 here, JB. At the 20-yard line of Buffalo. Clemens throwing. McKnight with a nice catch. And he picks up a first down. Paul Posluszny with the tackle. But on 3rd and 3, he gained 6.
You know, it's interesting as we get that update from JB talking about the playoff teams. It's interesting that really for the first time this season, the playoff teams are really flexing their muscles in week 17. You got Atlanta playing extremely well, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, this Jet team, all these teams that maybe were struggling at some point here late in the season, they're really ramping it up here in the final week to get ready for that postseason run.
First down and 10 at the 14-yard line. McKnight. And he gets to the 10. All right, we've shown you the AFC playoff picture. Let's take a look at the NFC playoff picture.
Yeah, and you see there Atlanta has clinched the playoff berth, and if they win, they can ice the home field advantage, and they should win. Chicago could, at the beginning of the day, could have gotten home field away from Atlanta if Atlanta wouldn't have lost and Chicago wins. But you can see there how it's shaping up.
Question is, the wild card Giants need some help. 2nd down and 6 at the 10-yard line. Clemens with time. Stays in the pocket, elects to run it. Touchdown. Nelly Clemens with the 10-yard run. And the Jets blowing this one wide open now.
Well, Clemens showing a lot of poise right here. Looks one way, then looks to his second option, his third, and then just tucks it and runs. And by that time, the defenders in the back end are so focused on staying with receivers who have broken their routes off, they don't even look back to see where Clemens is. 2nd
career rushing touchdown. And the extra point is good. 31-7. The Jets playing well. And welcome back. Great job by Kellen Clemens as he scrambles for a 10-yard touchdown. And the Jets take a 31-7 lead with 9:18 to go here in the 4th quarter. C.J. Spiller starts from the 5. And a 21-yard return as Golston knocks him out of bounds. Let's take another look. Clemens on the scramble. 31-7. Two happy backup quarterbacks.
Yeah, it's been a couple of years for both of them. First time since 07 for Clemens, and of course, as we said, since 06 for Brunell. Brunell's got a couple of them. Good game for those two backup quarterbacks.
1st down and 10 at 26. Brom on the play fake. And he is crushed as he throws it. Picked off again. Cole. His 2nd interception of the day. 5 turnovers forced by the New York Jets. And this is a team, Steve, they look like they are ready for next week.
Well, it couldn't have gone much better for the New York Jets today. The turnovers are the big thing, and it's been because of the pressure up front. Watch as Brom comes back, takes just a hair too long, and he gets really hit hard by Lowry. Lance Lowry, and the ball goes way up into the air the 2nd time today, but the Jet defensive backs have been the beneficiary of a ball way up fluttering in the air after a hard hit on the quarterback. One turned into a touchdown. That one turned into a turnover deep in Buffalo's end.
3 interceptions for this Jet team. And McKnight with over 100 yards rushing as he gets the ball to the 24-yard line. Drayton Florence with the tackle. Marquise Cole, 2nd interception of the day, his 1st. He returns it for touchdown. He's standing next to Mr. defensive back, Darrelle Revis, who had a big smile on his face.
And you don't want to make too much of this for the Jets because this game really doesn't help them or hurt them in the standings. But the guys that they have decided to rest got a lot out of this because they'll get fresher and more healthy. But the guys that played really stepped up and made a statement about the depth of the roster of the Jets.
Inside handoff. Connor, when we talked to Rex Ryan in the conference call the other day, and he gave us an idea that he would be resting some of his guys. He did come out and say, although this isn't a preseason game for us, it would really be great for this organization to win 11 games. The Jets haven't won 11 games since 1998 when they were 12-4 under Coach Parcells and went to the AFC Championship game, losing to the Broncos.
Yeah, and it really says a lot about, their ability to finish this season strong. They did, as we mentioned in the open, the Jet defense had not looked good coming into this game. And when you think they rest some of their best players, they might look even worse, but not so.
Joe McKnight. And he gets to the 15. Spencer Johnson trips him up, but it's a gain of 7. Cincinnati and Baltimore today. Here's James Brown in New York.
All right, Gus and Steve, Cincinnati on the board. Jerome Simpson having a big day. His 10th catch of the day, an 11-yarder from Carson Palmer. It's 13-7 Baltimore, that in the 4th. Back to Gus Johnson and Steve Tasker.
Jerome Simpson starting last week for Chad Ochocinco for the first time. He scored his first 2 touchdowns of his career, and now he has 3 in 2 weeks. 2nd and 3 at the 16. Play fake. Clemens rolling, stops, fires in the corner, and he throws it out of bounds.
Yeah, he threw that one into the swamp. I mean, that thing was way out. He had no chance of that, didn't even want to. But at this point, you know, the Jets on a 3rd and, well, it was a 2nd and 2 or 3, deciding to roll out, and I think they really wanted to give Clemens a chance to run or pass, and he decided to throw that away. And now Clemens will come off and they'll run the Wildcat package that really, for me, Gus, has been the story of this game. That's become a real factor in this game, a package that I think playoff teams are going to have to prepare for versus the Jets.
5 carries, 60 yards for Smith, and he hands it off. Connor, rumbling, touchdown. Or is it? He fumbled the ball in the end zone, no call.
Yeah, the officials are going to talk it over. It doesn't look like it's cut and dried. No touchdown signal at all. Now they did. And that could have spelled disaster for the Jets as Connor's trying to get in the end zone. Dante Whitner. Wow, it's very close, but if the ball crosses the plane of the end zone, the play's dead no matter what happens. And I think, as close as it was, I think it did get into the end zone. You see there in the background, he does circle a signal touchdown in the back, and then he kind of waved it off and didn't really, he kind of stuck with the play. After he signaled touchdown, he let him play it out. He went back to his original call, and Chan Gailey's going to challenge it. And I don't have a problem with that either. The officials are unsure about it, or at least seemed unsure at the beginning, and now Chan Gailey wants to make sure they didn't make a mistake.
Buffalo is challenging the ruling on the field of a touchdown. We'll review the play.
All right, 6:45 to play at the 4th quarter. Our first challenge of the day. Did John Connor get across the line? We'll see after this. And welcome back.
We're about ready to hear
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
I just don't think there was enough on the replay to overturn this. Just the front edge of the football has to be over or past the front edge of the line. And you'll see, and it's going to be very close, no question. There's just not enough there to overturn that. Right there, this edge of the line against the very front edge of the football.
Extra point is good. So the touchdown will stand for young John Connor, who got a lot of pats on the back from his teammates. Rookie out of Kentucky, 5th round draft pick, running hard today. And 5 different players have scored touchdowns for the Jets today. Cole with the 35-yard interception, return for a touchdown. Santonio Holmes with the 17-yard touchdown reception. Edwards with the 52-yard touchdown. Braylon Edwards. Clemens scrambles for 10 yards for touchdown run, and now Connor with a 16-yard touchdown run. Mark Brunell throwing 2 touchdown passes, the first 2 touchdown passes he's thrown since 2006 when he was a member of the Washington Redskins. And a look at the big picture for the AFC. The Jets have already clinched the wild card. Now the big question for them is where they will be seated. Most likely they'll play either Indianapolis or Kansas City. Yep. Kansas City losing to the Raiders today on the road. Raiders have a chance to sweep the AFC West and not make the playoffs. That's the first time that's ever happened if they can defeat Kansas City. Spiller inside the 5. And C.J. Spiller all the way up to the 30-yard line. Marquise Cole, who's been all over the field, comes up with the tackle.
Over 10 times in the last 2 weeks against New England and now against the New York Jets.
6:37 to play in the final regular season game for these two teams. First down and 10 at the 29. Levi Brown, the new quarterback, in for Buffalo. So the day coming to an end for Brian Brom, who was in for Ryan Fitzpatrick at the start of the day because of Fitzpatrick's knee injury. Brom finishes 10 of 23, 106 yards, no touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. And Levi Brown is a rookie out of Troy. And Steve, he looks like a rookie out of Troy.
He's got probably the strongest arm on the roster for the Buffalo Bills. When you look at why he was drafted, that's the reason. He's 6'4", and he's got a big, big arm hanging off his right shoulder.
This time it's Quentin Ganther running the football, and he's dragged down quickly. Jamal Westerman, and it's a loss of 6.
And for this Buffalo Bills team, when you get a quarterback in like Levi Brown, I think automatically, even in a situation like this, the menu of plays shrinks. Chan Gailey's going to have him run some plays that he wants to see Levi Brown, this offense, run. And plus, you got to realize as well, Quentin Ganther is in there at running back as well.
3rd down, 14 at the 25. That one fired far side. Nice throw by Levi Brown. Steve Johnson with the catch. He said he had a strong arm.
That showed it right. That was a nice throw. That was as good a throw as we've seen all day from anybody. He zips this out, and it's got some juice on it. This ball comes out there. You see him putting that ball. That was a good throw. And Levi Brown getting a chance to show off that arm that got him drafted by the Buffalo Bills.
Gained 16 yards on the play. 1st down at the 41. Brown will throw it again. And he throws another strike, this time Paul Hubbard. And it's a gain of 9 on 1st down. Stopped by Marquise Cole.
Well, you think about this game, and for the Buffalo Bills, how it got to this point. Yes, the turnovers were a part of it, but also you got to remember, too, a couple of their wide receivers are not in the game today. David Nelson out of the game. Of course, they've already lost Lee Evans on the season. Donald Jones not able to play today.
2nd down and 2 at the 49. Brown to pass, firing, and intercepted. Another interception for the Jets. This time it's Dwight Lowry down the sideline. And he's knocked out of bounds.
Well, that was a miscommunication. Levi Brown threw that deep, and the receiver, Stevie Johnson, broke it off short. And you'll see here, he thinks Stevie Johnson's going to be out there where Lowry is. Johnson just didn't end up there. And as we've seen all day, Levi Brown trying to, gets hit by Jason Taylor.
Welcome to the league, rookie. Jason Taylor, and it looks like he eased up on him a little bit.
Yeah, a little
bit. Hit him as hard as he could have.
Only because he wasn't sure he's going to hit him in front instead of in the back and the side.
McKnight. And McKnight gets to the 34. So we're talking about possible opponents for the New York Jets now. They're likely to face the AFC West champion Chiefs next week. So the Chiefs are one of the league's biggest surprises after going 4-12 last year. They're led by a dangerous backfield of Jamal Charles and former Jet Thomas Jones. Matt Castle has thrown 27 touchdowns and just 5 interceptions on the year. And their last meeting in 2008, Jets winning it by 4. Chiefs, the #1 rushing offense in the league. Jets obviously terrific against the run. And with that in mind, Oakland and Kansas City playing today in Kansas City. Here's James Brown.
All right, Gus, Matt Castle, a pick, capitalized on when Jacoby Ford on the end around takes it 10 yards to pay dirt, 24-10 Oakland. This opens the door. If Kansas City loses and Indy wins, Indy would move to the #3 seed. Kansas City drops to the 4th seed. Back to Gus Johnson, Steve Tasker.
And change some things for who plays who next weekend.
First down and 10 of 28. McKnight. Oh, lowers his shoulder. Hard running. Drayton Florence with the tackle. A 5-yard gain. Rex Ryan talking to his vets. Braylon Edwards, Antonio Holmes. Everybody getting ready for next week. Takes it to the 2-minute warning. The Warriors will be back with playoff football. Coming up next, the final AFC playoff berth will be decided. The Colts are in with a win, while the Jaguars need help. Check local listings. Second down and 5 for the Jets at the 23-yard line. And as usual, New York keeping the ball on the ground, a 2-yard gain. Jets have rushed for 271 yards. Passing for 112.
And that coupled with 5 turnovers by the Buffalo Bills will give you an indication of how the score got to this point.
Jets have forced 6 turnovers this afternoon. 4 interceptions.
Yeah, and it has been forced. I mean, they forced those turnovers with aggressive play, particularly in pass rush, getting the quarterbacks to let it go and getting in their face, hitting them as they release the football has really been a factor.
Off to McKnight. The executive producer of the NFL on CBS is Sean McManus. The vice president of production is Harold Bryant. Today's game was produced by Vic Frank and directed by Mark Grant. The senior producer of CBS Sports and the NFL Today is Eric Mann. The director is Bob Matina. The coordinating producer of the NFL on CBS is Lance Barrow. The coordinating producer of CBS Sports is Steve Karasik. The associate director of today's game, Bill Thayer. Congratulations to Bill Thayer on his beautiful new daughter, Sophie. The broadcast associate, Ryan Doherty. The technical manager, Nick Morrow. And the technical director is Phil Doucette. And the audio supervisor is Pete Adams. Our spotter, Russ DeLynn, Matt Jenkins. And our stat man, Scott Duthar. Rex Ryan makes the cross to shake hands with Chan Gailey as the New York Jets win this game 38-7. Their 11th win, the first time they've won 11 games since 1998. He rested his men, including his quarterback, and the Jets look prime for playoff success starting next week. For Steve Tasker, this is Gus Johnson saying so long from East Rutherford, New Jersey. The Jets dominate 38-7. You've been watching the National Football League on CBS.